All right, let's get into it. You know those weird moments in life? The ones that just feel off? Like you've just stumbled upon a bug in the system?
I'm talking about that feeling, that super strange, almost electric jolt when you swear you've been in this exact moment before. But have you ever really stopped and asked yourself, what is that?
Well, science has a pretty neat and tidy answer. They say it's just a little processing error in your brain, a tiny misfire that makes a new experience feel like an old memory. Simple enough, right?
But what if it's not that simple? What if it's something more? A sign that maybe, just maybe, reality isn't as solid as we think. That's the rabbit hole we're going down today.
So let's kick things off with glitches that happen right inside our own heads. Those strange little hiccups in time and memory that feel, super personal. First up, our old friend, Deja Vu. We're talking about that powerful but super quick feeling that you've already lived this moment. Just picture it. You're not just recognizing the scene. You feel like you know what's about to happen. The guy by the window is going to check his watch. The woman over there is about to drop her keys. It's less like a memory and more like you're reading from a script you didn't know you had.
So, what's the deal? Is it just a brain fart? Or is it something bigger? The glitch theory? Oh, it goes for the wild explanation. Maybe you're stuck in a tiny time loop. Or maybe you just experienced an accidental save and reload from a totally different timeline.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. This glitch is fascinating. It's named what it is because a ton of people, I mean a lot, vividly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in the 80s. The only problem? That never happened.
All right, let's do a quick test. Right now, picture Pikachu in your head. You've seen him a million times. Think about his tail. Does it have a black tip on it, yes or no? Get your answer ready.
Okay, you got your answer?
Well, if you said yes, you're not alone, but you just experienced the Mandela Effect firsthand. Pikachu's tail is solid yellow, always has been. Let's try one more. The Monopoly Man. Rich Uncle Pennybags. Picture him. Does he have a monocle? You know, the little single eyeglass? Think about it.
Nope, he doesn't wear one. Never has. So science says this is just our brains being unreliable, a kind of faulty memory that goes viral. But the glitch theory? It's got a way crazier idea. What if reality got a server-side patch, like in a video game, and our memories are just left over from an older version? What if we're literally jumping between timelines without even knowing it? Okay, so we've talked about glitches inside our minds. Now let's talk about errors in the overworld. The glitches that happen outside of us, affecting time and even the people we see every day.
You know this one. You look at the clock, you get back to what you were doing, you look again, and somehow 45 minutes have just evaporated. You weren't asleep. You weren't even that distracted. The time is just gone.
Yeah, sure, when you're driving, they call it highway hypnosis. But what about when you're just sitting on your couch? The glitch theory says this could be a desync error, like your connection to reality lagged for a bit. Or, and this is a creepy thought, what if the timeline was just edited and you weren't meant to see what happened in that missing block of time?
Picture this. You're on a busy street and someone collapses. A crowd gathers around, but no one does anything. Everyone just stands there and watches. It's a really weird social glitch called the bystander effect. Psychology calls this diffusion of responsibility. Basically, everyone thinks, oh, someone else will help. But the glitch theory, it offers a much, much stranger explanation. What if some of those people aren't real players? What if they're just NPCs, non-player characters, stuck in an idle animation waiting for a prompt? It really makes you wonder, are we all playing the same game here? All right, now things are about to get really personal. We're going to look at glitches that mess with our own bodies, our personal avatars in this game of reality. Imagine it. You're walking down the street and you see you walk right past. I don't mean someone who kind of looks like you. I mean an exact, perfect copy. For centuries, seeing your doppelganger was seen as a really, really bad omen. There's that famous story about Abraham Lincoln, right? Not long before he was assassinated, he looked in a mirror and supposedly saw two reflections of himself. One was him, normal, but the other one was ghostly pale. His wife was convinced it meant he was going to die. And, well, she was right. So was that just a rendering error? A quick glitch where the system accidentally made two copies of his character model? This next one, this is genuinely terrifying. You wake up, your eyes are open, you're aware of everything, but
you can't move a muscle. You're completely frozen. You try to scream, but nothing comes out, and you get this overwhelming feeling that you're not alone in the room. So science explains this as your brain just waking up before your body gets the memo. But here's the part that gives me chills. The hallucination is weirdly consistent. People from all over the world, from different cultures, all throughout history, they report seeing the exact same thing. A dark, shadowy figure just watching them. So is it just a weird brain glitch? Or for a few terrifying seconds, are we seeing something that's always there? And for our last avatar glitch, we've got maybe the most bizarre one of all: spontaneous human combustion. I mean, listen to this case from 1970. A woman named Margaret Hogan was found burned to almost nothing inside her house. The fire was so intense it melted a TV that was 12 feet away. But, and here's the glitch, her legs and feet, from the knee down, were perfectly untouched. Science has no good answer for this. It's like some kind of self-destruct sequence just went horribly wrong. Which brings us to our final and honestly most mind-bending idea. What happens after a fatal error? Is there a respawn button? I want you to think about a near-death experience you've had, or even just a close call. You know that split second where it all should have been over, but it wasn't. The car just missed you, you caught your footing at the last second. Was that just luck? Or was it something else entirely? This leads us to the theory of quantum immortality, and the idea is wild. It says that your consciousness is the one thing that can't be deleted. So at the moment of your death, you don't actually die. You just wake up in the nearest parallel timeline where you survived. It's basically the ultimate real-life respawn glitch. I mean, look at this guy, Frain Selak. He survived an absolutely insane number of what should have been fatal accidents. From his point of view, he's the luckiest or unluckiest man alive. But through the lens of quantum immortality, his consciousness just kept jumping to the timeline where he made it out okay. All the versions of him that died, he'd have no memory of them at all. So if this is true, it means you will never actually experience your own death. You just keep waking up, having narrowly survived something impossible, again and again. Which leaves us with one last pretty unsettling question. How many times have you already died?